Boom! It's time to look at some Nendoroids other than just Hololive. Now, I have been a huge fan of the Yakuza / Like a Dragon franchise for quite some time, and I've always wanted to have a decent Kazuma Kiryu figure. Once I saw Nendoroids were getting their releases, I had to pick them up. I have also picked up Ichiban, but I'm going to be honest, initial response from this figure was kind of, it's alright. Same with Ichiban, it's alright. And the reason being is that I just don't feel the colours popped enough. However, once they announced Majima, I knew I had to have all three. So, what we'll do, we'll have a look and see whether or not Kazuma Kiryu is worth picking up. And if it's a good enough Nendoroid that looks so much better than its initial figure pictures stated. Right, so honestly, I don't know. I just don't think that the design for these characters really works for Nendoroids. It might just be me. I mean, he looks fine. I think the problem is that, like you say, the design is the suit design, and this is the same issue I had with the Phoenix, right? This is why I never bothered with them. They don't pop. They don't pop. And you're not expected for them to pop. I just think they just look okay. I think the face is especially just doesn't really work for me. At least this neutral one anyway. The design on the coat, it looks fine. There's not really much to it. It's probably a fairly cheap Nendoroid that they can kind of do. They can probably just reskin this from, I'm assuming, some other Nendoroid. I don't know, I couldn't tell you which one, but it just doesn't look like there's anything special. It looks like Kazuma Kiryu. You can kind of pick him off a shelf and go, yeah, that's him. The hair kind of looks okay. I think the problem is that I've been spoiled so much by Hololive Nendoroids over the years that some of these non-Hololive Nendoroids, they just kind of look okay. He's got a few accessories, not anything amazing, not anything like huge, which is kind of to be expected, I feel. We look at the Pecora one, we didn't have a huge amount either, so it's not like he's got nothing, but he just doesn't have a huge amount. Let's have a look and see what we can do with some of the other poses, shall we? Here we have him in his karaoke pose, and honestly, I think this one looks a little bit better. I think it gives a little bit more emotion. I think it just looks a little bit cooler. The arms don't really bend enough to kind of make it look right, so you kind of got to bend his entire torso just to make it do it. But I think it looks pretty cool. I like that. This kind of was worrying me when I was trying to change the hair as well, though, because it just kind of felt I was going to break the spikes of his hair. Just a little FYI, just be a little bit more careful with the hair on this one when you change it. But yeah, I like this pose. I think it works quite well for him. I think this is how Kiryu really needs to be kind of displayed. I'm going to be honest, this is how I kind of feel that he needs to be displayed for these. He looks really cool in this pose. I just think it's a nice little design, it's a nice little action pose, and I love the little fact that you got a little traffic cone as well. There is no Majima under here, but yeah, it's a cool one. I think this is, out of all the poses, I think this is the best one, but that might just be me. What do you guys think? What would you have included? I would maybe include something like, maybe, I don't know, something else, and like another weapon just to include, or maybe you could have kind of just give like an alternative torso, so you would have gotten like his back and his tattoo. I think that would have maybe kind of made it. Of course, with this being a pre-order, we actually did get a pre-order bonus. I almost never get these, so I'm quite interested to see what's actually inside them. This was actually ordered from Ami. Normally pre-order bonuses come from Good Smile themselves, so we'll see what's inside this. It doesn't feel like a lot, so I'm assuming it's another hand. We'll have a look and see. Guys, it was a pocket circuit car. That's just perfect. That's just absolutely perfect. Absolutely amazing addition. That should have been included in the normal box though. I know it's a pre-order bonus, I know they kind of do these things, but that would have just topped it off. I think that would have just give it just enough to kind of think, oh yeah, that's perfect. At least in my opinion. Absolutely fantastic little addition. I'm really happy with that. I'm really happy I got that. I would have been slightly annoyed if I'd seen that and kind of been like, oh, I don't get that. Oh, that's annoying. Probably not going to display him like this. I think I'm going to display him in his action pose, but that is just fantastic. So guys, what do you think of Kazuma Kiryu as a Nendoroid? I feel like they tried their best with the character. I think it's a character that doesn't really lend itself to Nendoroids too well, but I think they have done a really nice job. This was a really nice addition, and I do like the action pose. I think this face works just that little bit more compared to the slightly angry version. It just works, at least in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? Do you love this Nendoroid? Are you kind of like me where it's like they did their best they could? It's not perfect, but it's a fine enough release. Let me know in the comments.